The Queensland Premier has announced an unprecedented inquiry to expose and destroy the culture of violence, bullying and intimidation inside the CFMEU. The Royal Commission-style inquiry comes just days after an explosive report exposed the union's alleged intimidation tactics, with some victims saying they feared for their lives. David Crisafulli says the inquiry could begin as early as next month, with Labor offering its bipartisan support. For more, we're joined by Queensland Premier David Crisafulli in Brisbane. Great to have you with us. It sounds like this Watson review is just the tip of the iceberg.
It is. The report itself says it only scratched the surface, and if that's scratching the surface, well, what lies underneath is a tale of woe. Allegations of misogyny, bullying, intimidation, thuggery. We're talking about people needing to go to work, earn a living and be safe on a work site. And some of the behaviour that people have been subjected to shows you how rotten the culture is in the CFMEU. And we're not going to allow that to happen in Queensland. So this is a commission of inquiry. It is the most powerful tool we have in our arsenal. And I can assure you we will make sure that those who have perpetrated it and those who have enabled it will be held to justice.
Yeah, so this commission of inquiry is going to cost $20 million. Can the CFMEU be reformed?
Well, look, there's no place in Queensland for a militant, thuggish union. There is a place for good unions who want to protect workers and enable productivity to return to job sites. So what I want to see on job sites is I want to see workers well paid, I want to see them safe, I want contracts to be honoured, and I want productivity to return. And I think that's what most Queenslanders want to see, but that's not the modus operandi of the CFMEU. The CFMEU, it's about thuggery, intimidation, bullying. They don't represent what normal hard-working people or indeed normal unions represent. And the culture is rotten. We're talking about where we've had workplace health and safety officers, their family members have been intimidated at gyms. We've had women locked in rooms and then thugs have come in and bullied them into getting a decision. This is a broken culture and there's no place for it in Queensland.
Accusations of, as you said, intimidation, bullying, violence. What does that mean now then? If you're going to call more witnesses to give evidence going forward, how are you going to protect them?
Well, that's why you have to have a Royal Commission. That's why this is the only vehicle, because it does protect witnesses and it also compels the people who need to tell their story, and that is those people who have perpetrated it, who didn't in this report. In the Watson report, you had many of the CFMEU officials say, no, I'm not giving evidence. Well, you are going to give evidence, and I say to the people who have bullied and harassed, your time is up. And for those who have been the victim of it, we are going to protect you to be able to tell your story and bring justice. And why is this important for us in Queensland? Well, we're on the cusp of something really, really special in this state. And in the next 4 years, we're going to have a greater infrastructure spend than ever before. I believe in respecting taxpayers' money, and I want to see productivity. I want to see people be able to go to work free from these kind of behaviours. And if we get this right, we can build the kind of Queensland that this state has been yearning for.
Just quickly, Premier, too, there's an alleged other side to this. Your deputy has said that this is Labor's Fitzgerald moment. For those unfamiliar with that, that was Queensland politics moment in the 80s that saw 4 ministers jailed back then. Are you expecting something similar at the end of this?
Well, I can tell you one thing. 10 years ago, when the former government came to office, they deliberately changed the law to make it easier for these thugs. So they've enabled it for the better part of a decade. So now this inquiry will see who's enabled, who's protected. But in the end, my focus is on how can we get workers to go to work and be safe and earn a living and be able to build the Queensland of tomorrow. And this inquiry will hold people accountable, but it'll also create a culture where this state can deliver what it needs to, because we're on the edge of a really golden era here, Shervo.
Yep, absolutely, Premier. Thank you so much for your time.